guys, we're here to show you today the all-new Strike King Tumbleweed. The Tumbleweed is a 12-sided ball with 10 strands of skirt threaded directly through the center of it. A cool feature about these strands of skirt is you'll see these ribs on them. That's known as air trap technology. What it does is as it sinks below the surface, it grabs onto air bubbles before it goes under, and the first time you twitch it or move it, it'll release those bubbles and it almost looks like it's breathing underwater. Another characteristic that these skirt strands have is they kind of shimmy as they sink through the water. So as those ribs move beneath the surface, they shimmy back and forth as the water passes through them. They also add durability to the bait. As you tug on these skirt strands here, you can see you can pull on them pretty good and they don't come out of the bait. So you're not gonna have strands of skirt kind of sliding out like you might if it were a smooth silicone strand coming out of the bait. The Tumbleweed is a super versatile bait and you can rig it a bunch of different ways, but I'm gonna cover 3 of the most popular ways to rig this bait that we've found since we've been fishing it. Number 1 is on a drop shot. So you can use anywhere from a 1/4 to a 1/2 ounce of a drop shot weight. This bait does have a good bit of drag as it falls through the water, so you're gonna have to use a heavier weight to achieve the same rate of fall as you would with a different bait on a drop shot. Number 2 is just to slide a hook through this and fish it weightless. You're going to want to use a real light action spinning rod. I'd recommend 8-pound test braid to be able to cast it as far as possible, but it sinks pretty quickly even just on its own. So you just slide a hook right through the center of that chunk of plastic and you're good to go and you're good to start fishing. And the third way to rig it is to do that same deal where you just slide the hook right through a chunk of plastic, but you add about 1/2 of a Nico weight to the center of the bait. So it just adds a little bit more density to the plastic. You can cast it a little bit further and it'll sink a little bit faster. So if you're trying to cover a flat or you're trying to fish around deeper docks, I highly recommend adding a little bit of weight to increase your castability and increase the rate of fall on the bait. The Tumbleweed comes in 2 different models, a floating version and a salted version. The salted version is heavily salted with one of our most popular formulas with coffee scent on it. It adds a good bit of weight to this plastic and helps it sink at a faster rate. The floating version is designed to help keep your bait as buoyant as possible. So the floating version, if you throw it on the surface of the water, it'll float. Obviously, once you add the weight of a hook or a drop shot, it'll sink it beneath the surface. But again, the goal of the floating one is to keep it as buoyant as possible, keep it in front of that fish as long as possible. Highly recommend that one for super cold water and highly recommend the salted version for warmer water. The Tumbleweed comes in 11 awesome eye-popping colors. We had a lot of fun pairing some really cool soft plastic formula colors along with some pretty cool strand patterns, some skirt patterns as well to create 11 awesome eye-popping colors of the all-new Strike King Tumbleweed.